plays here, new play productions, and our next play this fall is called Bars and Measures. It's about music. It's about a jazz piano player and jazz cello player and a classical pianist who are brothers and feuding and what music does to their lives. It's wonderful. So if any of you want to be on our mailing list and know what we're doing and know our free readings and free series, please sign up on the box office. And now I am so proud to have this play here because, as you know, it tours, and this wonderful woman, Alana Saltzman, is my right hand, and she makes me look good because she does fabulous things, and she's going to tell you. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here tonight. This is the first time this experiment has been seen on a stage with lights, with a full set, with sound that's coming over a sound system, and we're all really excited about this. So this play has been touring to adult learning centers in Brooklyn for literacy students for all spring, and it has incited really interesting conversations about what we leave. And so I'm really excited that we can share it with you all tonight. On the walls, you may see some paraphernalia that belongs to our summer camp, which is my other hat that I get to wear. We run a camp here for 10 to 15-year-olds over the summer where they devise their own play. So what you see on the walls is all of the ideas that are going into their original play. That'll be performed on August 1st and 2nd. We may have some extra tickets if you're interested in seeing a play about some teenagers who are on a reality competition show on an island where a corporation starts meddling and who wins. That's, I think, what the play is going to be about. So, without further ado, what you leave. Thanks.
Impractical. Anything can be patented, but if you want investors, the thing must also be practical. Who are they to tell me what's practical, what's useful to the world in 1928? Lindbergh is awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor for flying across the Atlantic in one go, but my own flying machine still exists only on paper. I now own the exclusive rights to build my machine, a plane that can take off vertically from any surface, but no money with which to build it. There you are, my darling. My pure white bird. Did you hear my distress and fly immediately to my side, clever thing? Whenever human beings have failed me, at least I can always count on you, my white pigeon. Yes, quite right. Nothing useful ever came of wallowing in one's feelings. If I cannot build the prototype for my flying machine, I must move on to another project. Which project shall it be? Nothing to say. By your silence, you seem to say that I alone am the master of my time and should neither seek nor tolerate any other's interference in how I spend it. Oh, so that is your meaning. Well, you're a clever bird, and true. Shall ask myself then, what experiment from my past will be resurrected here today? The wireless communication device. The coil I saved is not nearly as large as the one I had at Pike's Peak. The range would not be large enough to listen in on the voices of the planets again, but even a range as near as the street would be something revolutionary. Experiment 1. If I reroute electrical power from this hotel room into the coil and ensure that the magnifying transmitter and receiver both functioning, then go into
and see to that sound, would you?
Who said that?
What do you mean who said that? Who else is here? It's Moses, you dumb broad. Now go and see about whatever made that sound. I have an important call with the mayor at 2 o'clock.
Moses.
You better not drop because of some
My vision's
screw up
coming
with
back.
electricity.
Priests in Serbia could see me now.
What on God's green earth? That's not Catherine's voice.
No, indeed, it is mine.
And who is this? Who's speaking?
I am Nikola Tesla.
Bless you.
I'm sorry.
Didn't you sneeze?
No, that is my name, Tesla.
Oh, right.
Haven't you heard of me?
I admit I should keep up with the papers, but you know how it is when you get a certain level of busy. The only articles that jump off the page are the ones about me. That article in the Times about my bridges, for instance. God, they love me.
Forgive me, but you seem quite modern for someone your age.
What does my age have to do with it?
Didn't you say you were Moses?
I am.
The biblical Moses.
No, listen, I'm Jewish, but I'm not that Jewish. I'm Robert Moses.
But it is a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Moses.
Likewise, I guess, Mr. Tesla. Is that what we're doing?
Is what we are doing?
Meeting. I admit I'm a little confused, Mr. Tesla. I can hear you, but I can't see you, and as a rather firm believer in what I can see and touch, I'm about ready to conclude that the pastrami in my lunch was off. Don't know how else to explain this.
Wireless telegraphy.
What?
No. I suppose it's rather more like wireless telephony, since we are actually hearing one another's voices instead of the da-dit-da of Morse code.
So we're having a telephone call.
Yes, essentially.
My telephone's not currently in use, Mr. Tesla.
No, it wouldn't be. We are communicating wirelessly, Mr. Moses.
How is that possible?
Well, it's a new technology that I've been working on for years, but I dare say this is a groundbreaking success.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
I'm very happy to have been of service with your experiment, but if you'll excuse me, I have an actual telephone call in the next few minutes. Very important business, you see.
Yes, yes, of course.
Yeah, so goodbye. Mr. Tesla?
Yes, Mr. Moses.
How do we hang up?
Oh, right, yes. Well, I'll just stop the flow of electricity into the coil, and that should do it. Goodbye, Mr. Moses.
Yes. Goodbye, Mr. Tesla.
A groundbreaking success. What such technology could mean, not just for me, but for the world. Yes, that's right, my dear. The world wants practical. Nikola Tesla will blow the world's mind. Practical.
Mr. Tesla?
Mr. Moses? Hello. I wasn't expecting to reach you again. How strange. Fascinating.
Yes, fascinating.
Apologies for disturbing you so soon after the last experiment. I finished with dinner and simply couldn't wait to fire up the wireless transmitter again. You know how it is when you're really onto something, don't you?
Sure, but it's not really that soon, though.
What do you mean?
It's been at least a month since our first call.
No. I always dine at precisely 10 past 8 o'clock in the evening and then resume my work until 3 in the morning. I assure you, Mr. Moses, I've only just returned from work on the very same day we met.
Which makes it what time for you?
Just past 10.
And you don't think it's strange that I'd be in my office at 10 p.m.? Never mind. You seem like one of those night owls. So you're probably the last person I should be trying to situate time.
You're in your office.
What?
I just realized that because of the nature of our communication through this device, I know nothing about your environment beyond which you see fit to tell me.
Yes, I'm in my office.
Fascinating. Would you describe it to me?
There's not much to describe. It's an office.
Please, Mr. Moses, this is for science.
Sorry. I'm currently sitting at my table, which is pretty clear at the moment. I'm almost through this morning's memos and action items and complaints.
You're at your table, not your desk.
God, no, I hate desks. And I clutter in desks. With a table, you can't hide anything. I deal with everything that crosses my table efficiently and sequentially, and then I throw it out.
Mr. Moses, I feel so lucky to be connected with you, a fellow devotee of efficiency in this moment. Efficiency can make or break a brilliant mind.
Thank you. I swear I don't know how half these Tammany Hall idiots in the government get anything done. There's no discipline in their method.
Precisely. That is the main problem with Edison.
Wait, Thomas Edison, the electricity guy?
Oh, him you know. No matter. He's always been better at the public game than I have, of course you know. I, on the other hand, had the great misfortune of working with Edison. Completely aside from cheating me out of $50,000, the man lives in utter disregard of the most basic rules of hygiene. His methods are inefficient in the extreme.
Really?
Edison runs from idea to idea like a mouse in a kitchen, having to cover immense ground to get anything at all unless blind chance intervenes. I tried to suggest that just a little theory and calculation would save him 90% of the labor, but his contempt for that idea was typical.
Didn't go for it, huh?
He is like all the rest of them, the scientific establishment, the public. What they want is a businessman. No room left in this world for a visionary. Did you know that he is not the only one I am not the only one that he mistreated? Or George Westinghouse. When they asked Edison if it was possible to put prisoners to death with electricity, he said, of course, but only with George Westinghouse's alternating current, the lengths to which he went to demonstrate. Who can ever forget the poor elephant that was on Coney Island?
Topsy.
You see, Edison is ruthless. When the prisons began using their monstrous electric chairs, Edison said the poor devils were being put to death by being Westinghouse.
Savage.
Truly. But he is what the public wants, what the investors want. They want showmanship, they want scandal, but ultimately what they want is the ruthlessly practical. There's no place left in this world for a visionary.
Who says you're not practical?
Everyone.
Mr. Tesla.
I am efficient, naturally, efficient in the extreme. I can accomplish more before breakfast than Edison can in a week. The people who would fund my experiments want things that they can understand and sell for a profit today. The things I tend to give them are questions that don't have answers until tomorrow. I give them the future, but the future isn't practical. The future
Tesla.
isn't.
Take this from a ruthless pragmatist. Two things. One, worrying about your reputation, what people think of you. Don't do it. The only people who matter are the ones who can help you build what you need to build. You understand?
Yes, but
I'm not finished. Two, this, what we're doing right now, this, if it is real, and that's still a big if in my book. I'm not above admitting I had questionable pastrami today too. If what we're doing right now is real, and you made it happen, buddy, that is just about the most practical thing I can imagine.
truly,
Yes. To be able to talk with anyone, anywheres, if you're face to face without relying on telephone wires, sign me up. I only have one question.
yes,
Can you make it work in automobiles?
automobiles. Yes, theoretically, yes. With enough electricity, we should be able to send and receive wireless communication anywhere across the entire globe of the Earth.
Perfect. Make it work in a moving automobile, and that is a communications device of the future.
Thank you, Moses. Why automobiles?
Automobiles are the future of New York City. Every city eventually.
The automobiles are the future,
Yes.
not the people driving.
Absolutely, of course. You know what I mean.
Not the people who can't afford automobiles.
Tesla, I have a call.
Right. Forgot, we are at opposite ends of our day, as it were.
Yes. So, goodbye then.
Wait, Moses,
Yes, Tesla.
before you go,
Yes.
what is the date on your end of this conversation?
April 18th, 1934. Yeah, you said it's the same day on your end as when we met. Tesla, what day is it for you?
July 9th, 1928. George Eastman, Amelia Earhart became the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic just last month.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
And tomorrow is my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Tesla.
Thank you. Yes, my dear, I have a great deal to think about before my birthday press conference tomorrow. Thank you all for attending my annual birthday press conference. I know at past birthday press conferences I've spoken some length about my discoveries, because I'm always making such new discoveries, these revolutionary ideas that I hint of to you, dear men of the press, are of course not all ready for the world.
And I'm telling you, it'll revolutionize shipping.
Some of them are too new to be spoken of in anything more than the vaguest of terms.
Fiorello.
Believe me, I know how frustrating this can be.
Fiorello.
But I'm not about to help matters in this area,
Fiorello.
because what I'm about to share with you is the newest of new discoveries.
I'm telling you, with all the money it'll bring to the city, you won't even notice the cost of building the expressway in the first place.
I'm about to tell you all I can, and I guarantee it won't be enough to sate your curiosity.
How much? 130 million.
Yes. Here we go.
Fiorello.
Pens at the ready, gentlemen.
Fiorello.
I am on the verge of discovering a completely new method of communication.
Fiorello, are you ready to listen to me?
The idea first came to me as a tremendous shock.
I have been changing, improving the fabric of this city 11 years longer than you've been mayor.
I cannot tell you more.
I know how the city walks, talks, and drives.
I can only say at this time that it will change what we know about time itself. Good day, gentlemen. Happy printing, and if I may say so, happy birthday to me.
So when I tell you I have the experience to back it up. Fiorello, I gotta call you back. Don't call me, I'll call you. Tesla?
Good afternoon, Moses.
Not the pastrami.
I'm sorry.
It's been so long since those first conversations, I had successfully convinced myself they never happened.
That can't be right. By my calculations, based on the time that passed between our first and second conversations, it should be no later than July 1936 where you are. Sorry, when you are.
July 1936, huh? I actually remember the headline from early that month. A man named Lux shot himself in front of the League of Nations. He said he was doing it to call attention to what was happening to our fellow Jews in Germany. I remember because Lux was the same age I was when he died.
same age you were. You're not that age now?
Your time travels off by about 10 years, buddy.
What?
It's 1945, Tesla.
Oh.
So you're real, huh?
Yes. I would venture to say that I am real.
Since I haven't seen any wireless telephones come on the market for automobiles, I'm guessing you haven't gotten around to that yet.
No. It's only been a few weeks for me, like I said.
Right.
I did announce in a press conference that I've discovered a new method of communication.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. This method of communication, it's more than just communication across space. To have achieved communication across time, not once, but thrice. This is a whole new world for science, for technology too, but we must start with the philosophical. We are going to think of what it can mean to be able to communicate, to connect directly with the future.
Or the past, in my case.
Yes.
Tesla, I don't really deal well with the philosophical. I'm a man of action. I'm a builder. Give me something to do, not something to think about.
All right. If I may propose a thought experiment, hear me out. That it is a bit of both. Moses, how will you be remembered?
What?
What legacy will you leave the world after you're gone? How will you change the world?
That's easy. I'm changing the infrastructure of New York City. The city already has thousands of new acres of parkland, and it's teeming with new roads and bridges, all because of me. See, I leave enough room for the green stuff so the people stop complaining. Well, at the same time, I'm making new spaces for what's really going to matter. Automobiles. I'm young yet, Tesla, and there's still so much to build. By the time I'm through, the greatest city on Earth will be the greatest city on Earth for automobiles. I see bridges spanning water to water, hundreds of miles of parkways.
How admirably efficient of you.
I know, right?
If I may ask,
Ask away.
this is the second time in our conversations that you've mentioned automobiles. When I last asked, you dodged my question as to how those who can't afford automobiles fit into your future.
Well,
Let me tell you about my New York City, Moses. Every day I take a walk. I walk 10 miles a day all across the city. The New York City I see every day is full of life and full of people. The vast majority of these people do not own an automobile. They cannot afford to own them. How do they fit into your future?
they don't.
No.
No, I don't care about them. They're not part of the future, they're part of the past.
Even me.
You, Tesla, you're the most futuristic of anyone I know. You invented a way to time travel. You're part of the future.
And yet I do not own an automobile.
No?
No. I don't have much money to my name at all, actually. I registered a patent this year, but aside from that, I rely mainly on staying one step ahead of the bill collectors. I had to begin living in hotel rooms because I could no longer afford the rent for my laboratories, and, well, this is my third hotel room.
They kick you out?
They are hotels. They're not the biggest fans of unpaid bills, nor of pigeon feathers everywhere.
Pigeon feathers?
Yes, I feed the pigeons at my window every day. They are my salvation and for the most part my only companions. My white pigeon especially. We understand each other, she and I. As long as she exists, my life has a meaning.
Those words sound so familiar. Was it in the plan?
The point is, Moses, even were I to desire an automobile, I could not afford one. Does that make me any less a part of your future?
No. No, of course not.
I suppose that is selfish of me to wonder what place I have in your future, to wonder if your future has any room for my future.
What is your vision of the future, Tesla?
mine. I don't care what happens to my name. I have no interest in being counted among the rank-and-file scientists of today who prostitute themselves and their work for the public to eat whole. No. My name can fade, but I want my work to supply the very foundations of the world. Like your constructions of concrete, Moses. I want my work to be so essential to the workings of the world that the world of the future could not exist without it. Like the air, invisible and everywhere. Essential. Now that is selfishness.
I think it's just the right amount of selfish to change the world.
Yes, well, if automobiles are the future, perhaps my legacy will have something to do with them, even if I never own one myself.
Maybe. If you perfect this wireless call technology, I can almost guarantee it.
That reminds me, I interrupted you in the middle of a phone call, didn't I?
Yes, actually you did. With Mayor LaGuardia. About my latest project across Bronx Expressway.
Dear, well, I better let you get back to that.
I guess you better. Time to make the future happen.
Yes, indeed. Goodbye, Moses. Hopefully this time will not be the last.
Until next time, Tesla. Who pushed it through?
Moses?
Tesla?
Did I catch you at a bad time, my friend?
No, just interrupted what seems like an unplanned nap. I should thank you for waking me. No time for naps. Cross Bronx Expressway is waiting for me to give it shape. No time for naps.
Do you have just a few moments for me, Moses?
Of course, Tesla.
I thought it would help me understand the time difference between us if every time I call you, we exchange what date it is on our end and a bit of news from recent headlines. Comparing those data points at multiple points of observation, that is multiple points in time, should give me some answers as to how this whole thing is working. Of course, I prefer to work from theory first and then collect data, but this whole experience is so new to me that it appears I must work backwards from the data. What do you say?
Sure, Tesla, whatever you need.
Fantastic. Let us start now. Where I am, when I am, it is July 30, 1928. And George Eastman gave a public demonstration of his color film for home movies today. What about you? A date.
February 14th, 1946.
News.
I'm guessing you don't want to hear about technological advancements, right? Because that might mean you could reverse engineer it or something invented much earlier. In the future for you, which is the present for me, would change.
Moses, a non-technological piece of news will do. Thank you.
All right. About a week ago, national weather forecasts were back in the papers again. They had stopped publishing maps during the war, but now they're back.
The war.
Let's not talk about that. Let's keep it light, eh, Tesla? Can we do that, please?
Yes, of course.
All right. I feel awake enough now to get some real work done. Do you have everything you need?
Yes, this is a very satisfactory start to my data set. Thank you, Moses.
Yeah, of course. Bye.
Talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
Moses!
Tesla!
August 5th, 1928. 1,000 people were arrested today in Paris for trying to mount an anti-war demonstration.
Interesting.
Date?
September 3rd, 1946.
News?
President Truman gave the go-ahead for Project Paperclip. That's his project to bring German scientists over here to work for us.
Fantastic. What an amazing spirit of international cooperation. I've admired the recent advancements Germany has made in the sciences. It's wonderful to have them here.
Not these scientists.
Why not?
They worked with the Never mind.
As you wish. Thank you for the data set. Moses, talk to you soon.
Yes.
Moses,
Tesla.
August 23rd, 1928. Our governor, Al Smith, accepted the Democratic nomination for president today.
Huh, I remember that.
Date.
January 2nd, 1947.
News.
The Luftwaffe Field Marshal is standing trial in Nuremberg for war crimes and crimes against humanity.
Yes, thank you. Moses,
Tesla.
September 3rd, 1928. Scottish biologist Alexander Fleming accidentally discovered penicillin today.
Fascinating.
Date.
April 2nd, 1947.
News.
A tribunal in Poland sentenced Auschwitz Commandant Rudolf Haas to death.
Thank you. Moses,
Tesla.
September 19th, 1928. They began construction on the Chrysler building today.
Beautiful.
Date.
February 24th, 1948.
Thank you. News. Oh my. How? Oh, Moses. I can see you.
Yeah.
Touch.
Yeah. Congratulations, old boy. I can't say I understand exactly what it is you've done, but there is no denying you've done a thing.
What on earth has just happened? Are we both in my time? Or are we both in your time? I can see and move into and touch your space. Can you do the same for mine?
Apparently so. Is that?
Yes, my darling white pigeon.
I've lived in the city for years and I never thought I'd be petting a pigeon.
They're fascinating creatures, a truly urban animal. So we are both fully present with each other.
I don't know how. Yeah.
Extraordinary.
Don't make this part work in automobiles.
No, of course not. Can you imagine the anarchy?
Forget that. How could we calculate tolls if passengers could change automobiles as easily as picking up the phone?
How is your expressway coming along?
Right on schedule. We start construction later this year.
Congratulations. What an amazing step forward in your future for automobiles. Congratulations, Moses.
Thank you. Speaking of, I better get back to you.
Yes, of course. You'd better come back to your office, and I'll sever the electricity to the machine like I usually do, and we'll see if it works.
Right. Well. You're a good man, Tesla.
Thank you, Moses. So are you.
1 block.
Yes, my dear, it does seem like a good time to check in on our friend Moses. If I believed in telepathy, I would dare say you read my mind. Clever thing.
If we move the whole thing 1 block south, it would solve everything.
I'm going. Rude thing.
Tesla! Just the man I wanted to see.
Yes, I had a feeling now was a good time to check in. How are you, Moses?
Fantastic. Never better. I've been thinking a lot about what you've been saying about who is a part of the future we're building and who we're leaving behind.
What did you conclude?
You already know about my cross-Bronx Expressway.
Yes.
6 lanes of automobile traffic straight through the middle of the Bronx. It'll do wonders for the city and shipping tolls alone. The point is, the Bronx is a heavily populated area. And my original plan had the expressway cutting through an area that would mean as many as 5,000 families would lose their homes.
Oh.
Yeah, see, I knew that would be your reaction. The more I thought about it, the more it became my reaction too. So, I took another look at the plans, and it turns out, if we move this part of the expressway just 1 block south, only 50 families would have to move.
Moses, that's amazing.
Isn't it? And it feels amazing, Tesla. It feels like this time I really know that what I'm building is part of a good future, and it's a future for everyone.
That's all I've ever wanted.
I guess it's my turn to be interfering with the call.
It's probably just the front desk. Excuse me a moment, Moses.
Of course.
Tesla. Mr. Virek's automobile. Oh! Right! No, yes. Yes, I completely forgot. No, thank you. Thank you so much for ringing me. Yes, I will be down presently. Thank you.
What was that about?
I'm so sorry, Moses. I completely forgot that I am meant to attend one of George Virek's dinner parties. I rarely attend, but Virek and his wife do throw such splendid dinner parties. This is most unlikely. I'm never late to dinner.
George Virek.
Yes. Do you know of him in your time?
I should say so. Tesla, you're friends with that man?
Yes. George is quite the brilliant poet and writer.
Yeah, he's a brilliant writer. He wrote brilliant propaganda for the Nazis.
For who?
It doesn't matter. I can't just take me at my word and don't see that snake in the grass. He's poison and you're better than that.
Sure, that's not.
This is information coming to you from 1948, Tesla. Can't you accept that I might have the benefit of hindsight or foresight from where you are?
What are you saying?
We call him George Swastika Virek. I know that doesn't mean anything to you yet, but trust me, your dear friend believes that people like me should be rounded up and exterminated like rats.
That is not true. I have never known George to be anything but kind. He writes poetry, Moses, poetry.
You have to listen to me, Tesla. I know you don't think like Virek does. You can't sympathize with those butchers and their supporters.
You presume to dictate what I can and cannot do because of a war that happens in the future of which you haven't entirely refused to speak? Of course. Why not? Thank you so much for your input.
I'm talking about it now, Tesla, and I'm telling you, it all started with moments like this. With good men like you turning a blind eye to the small evils of other good men.
Good or not, he's all I've had.
What?
I know you don't understand. How could you, with your dedicated office? The mayor of New York, a phone call away, and crews standing by to build you the children of your imagination. I have had too many things ripped from me not to grasp at a constant friendship with every strength left in my hands. I know George Virek, Moses.
I
He's
know
my only constant friend.
I know him too, Tesla, if you'll just listen.
To what? Listen to what? You tell me nothing. Vague aspersions on his character and portents of doom? Listen to me, Moses, I'm telling you, that the Virek I know, the Virek who listens to my vitriol against the scientific establishment and encouraged my amateur poetry and facilitated my staying one step ahead of the bill collectors and invited me to dinner. That Virek would not stand for the kind of future you are dreading. That is not the future we are building.
It is. If you do nothing, it is. If you go to that dinner party tonight, and break bread and laugh and agree with your eugenicist friend, it is. It won't be tomorrow, it won't be the day after tomorrow, but it will be the future soon enough, and it'll be the future you helped create. Tesla, you have to listen to me. I'm telling you this because your future is my past, and you can stop it. Please.
I'm dreadfully late.
Tesla, if you're my friend, you won't walk out that door.
Goodbye, Moses.
Catherine, get the mayor on the phone. Tell him we start work on the Cross Bronx Expressway tomorrow morning. The original plan.
I feed the pigeons every day. They are my salvation, and for the most part, my only companions.
That's great. Good for you.
I used to work like that, without pause, endlessly driven.
What changed?
I made a mistake. Probably quite many mistakes, but one that I know for certain changed everything. My white pigeon died. We understood each other, she and I. As long as she existed, my life had a meaning. I lost my best friend.
Surely most mistakes can be corrected.
Perhaps most, not all.
I'm sorry.
You? Why?
You seem like you're going through something. I know how it is. I'm going through something myself. You know, just what it feels like every Jew in America is going through in 1942. War and the camps. The news just gets worse and worse. Anyway, I hope it gets better. For both of us.
Thank you.
I have to get back to the office.
Off to change the world.
Yes, actually.
Young men like you always are. Goodbye, young man.
Bye.
I'm sorry, Moses. I am much too ignorant, my son, for grasping schemes so finely spun. My followers are of a stronger mind, and I'm content to stay behind. Perhaps I failed, but I did my best. These masters of mine may do the rest. Come, Kelvin, I have finished my cup. When is your friend Tesla coming? Oh, well, Kelvin, he is always late. It would be useless to remonstrate. Then silence. Shuffle of soft slippered feet. A knock and bedlam on the street.
I knew the old man in the park was you, but only after we finished the Cross Bronx Expressway. I didn't move it 1 block south. It felt like you had betrayed me. So what did I owe to your vision of the future when you had so decisively cut me out of yours? So don't know if I've forgiven you. But I think I understand you a little better. You were right. My calculus was off. I was thinking, what does it matter if 5,000 families have to move when 6 million families have to die and men like you don't care? What I should have been thinking was, should an argument between two men mean that 5,000 men have to come home and tell their families, this isn't home anymore. We have no home now. The only answer I've come to is no. It shouldn't. There was a way to get it done with a lower human cost, and that's the way I should have done it. I don't know if that's the vision of the future you were trying to get me to see, but that's the future I should have been working toward. The legacy I should have had in mind. And Mark should be leaving on the world. I can't stop thinking about legacy. So that's why I'm here. At Niagara Falls. You built these hydroelectric generators long before I ever met you. You almost single-handedly launched the world into the electronic age with these generators. And now, because it's the way of progress, I have to tear them down. But I'm not going to leave the world without this memory of you, Tesla. I'll build a museum in my new Niagara Power Vista, and visitors for years to come will see what you built here. How you built the foundation of power at the falls. Your work will continue to supply the very foundations of the world. It's what we both want. As much as it's in my power,